This video is for Station 4 for the April 30th lesson on Is It a Function? So the first set of problems, it asks you to use a mapping diagram. So let's go ahead and do an example. The table on this one is on the poster on the wall. So if you look over at the poster, you can see what I'm doing. I'm making a table of x values and y values. We sometimes call the x values the input or the domain, and we call the y values the output or the range. And I'm going to fill in these numbers. So the first ordered pair here, 3, 7, will be filled in as 3 and 7. The second one is 4 and 7. The third one is 5 and 10. Fourth one is also 5 and 10. And the last one's 5 and 11. Again, it's matching the table that you see created on the poster on the wall in front of you. So now what do we do with this poster? All right, so for a mapping diagram, what we're looking for is something that goes wrong with this particular math problem. And here's what we would expect. We would expect that every time somebody uses the number 3 in this problem, that they get the answer 7. As long as that happens every time they use a 3, everything is fine. So I scroll down my list of x values looking for other 3's. I don't see anything, so the 3 checks out. And I look at 4. And it also has an answer of 7, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the two different numbers have the same answer. That can happen in math. That's okay. So I'm looking down this list again to see if there's any other places where there's a 4. No, there's not, so the 4 checks out. Now I look at the 5, and I see that it has an answer of 10. So I look for another 5, and I see another 5 here, but it also has an answer of 10. So a 5 with an answer of 10 checks out. But this, at the bottom, is what's bad. We have a number 5 that has an answer that is not 10. Again, it was supposed to be 10, and it's not 10. It's 11. Something went wrong. So that's the reason that I would say, no, this is not a function. We are not allowed to have what just happened. The same two input values with different output values. That doesn't make sense. You are allowed to have repeats in the output values. That's no big deal. You are allowed to have repeats for inputs. That's no big deal. What is a big deal, however, is what we just pointed out. You cannot have two numbers, the same input, with different output answers. The 5 and 10 and the 5 and 11. That's what went wrong. All right, so that's what you're looking for. If you find that, you'd say not a function. If you do not find that one bad thing, then your answer would simply be yes, it is a function. So you are answering basically a yes or no question. All right, let's move on to the second topic here, the vertical line test. This is even faster and easier. We can check the same information by using a vertical line test. A vertical line is a line that moves in the up and down direction. That's a vertical line I just drew that was blue there. All right, so if we want to use a vertical line to check, what we're looking for is this. We're looking to see if there's any places where I could draw a vertical line through here that hits the graph in two spots at the same time. That means that this spot here could have an x-coordinate of 1 and -1, where this spot over here has an x-coordinate of 1 and 4, which is the exact same thing we said couldn't happen in the tables we drew a minute ago. We can't have the same x value, 1, with different answers. That's bad. So this would be a no. That's not a function. It fails the vertical line test because I can draw a vertical line that hits the graph in two spots at the same time. Whereas the second one here, you'll see it doesn't matter where I draw a vertical line. I'm only going to hit this thing in one spot at a time. Doesn't matter where I draw it, I'm only hitting it in one spot. That checks out. Everything's fine. Yes, that is a function. So use these two particular skills to try some of the problems here in Station 4.